Okay, so I want to go over the treaty that Mexico has in place with the United States. I was able to look this up on the Justice website and find the treaty that is in place with Mexico. It was signed into place by President Carter, set in stone November 30th, 1977. So basically, what you're seeing on your screen is the treaty that's going down. So I wanted to really touch on why it's possible that Dejhanae will not have to actually serve her time in Mexico. And as I go down, as this article is going down your screen, I want you to take the time to pause and read it, because I'm just going to be talking while this is going past. Essentially, based on what I read, it's possible that Dejhanae will not have to serve any time in Mexico, and the factors surrounding that are she doesn't have any support in Mexico. Her family is American. It would also be a language barrier. There's no chance of rehabilitation after she, serves out that sentence. So that will also be a deciding factor into that. Also, it's important to note that this treaty also says that if an American citizen is charged by Mexico with a crime, they can serve that crime out. They can serve that conviction out. They can serve their time in America. So basically, Mexico says, hey, I want to charge Dejhanae with murder. The first thing they have to decide is this a crime that's chargeable in America as well? And it is. Everybody, we know that people go to prison for murder every day in America. So it's not going to be that's not a crime that we can charge somebody for in America type of situation. Boom, that box is checked off. We know she can go to jail for that. Now the deciding factor becomes, is there a chance for rehabilitation after she serves this long 20-year plus sentence for femicide? The answer to that would be no. Another factor would be she just had a newborn baby. All of her family are located in America. They're not in Mexico. So that's going to be a problem. And it's possible that she will not have to go serve time in Mexico. However, she will still have to serve that time here in America. So what they're going to do is they're going to take this to a district judge, judge that handles extraditions. And this judge is going to say, we need additional information. They're either going to say, yes, we can approve this and we'll go ahead and extradite her, and you have to correlate with basically the group of people that would have to extradite her has to correlate with each other. From my recollection, the ministry is what is considered in Mexico. So the ministry in Mexico, the foreign ministry in Mexico, would have to correlate with, I suppose, the U.S. Marshals out here and decide where they're going to take her to, how the extradition process is going to go. They're also going to need Dejhanae to verbalize that she understands she's going to be extradited. She knows what that entails. If I know what I believe I know, she's going to try to fight that. She's not going to just willingly go to Mexico. So 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to try to appeal that, under the guise that she is not going to be able to be rehabilitated. She's probably not going to be able to seek out medical care if she needs it because of the language barrier. So that's going to be a big factor as well. It might cause financial strain on her family, having to make calls to Mexico just to be able to talk to her at particular times. She does have a newborn baby, so it is important that whoever takes custody of that child, she still has a bond and a relationship with that child. And again, the language barrier is the main thing. She doesn't know Spanish. You know what I'm saying? And so these factors are going to play into everything, because if she needs help, she's not going to be able to communicate that with anybody. If it's a situation to where she needs medical attention, how are they going to know what she's referring to? You know what I'm saying? There's already been translation errors and problems with documentation that has been presented to us, you know, from Mexico. So there is a huge possibility that she's not going to have to serve time out there. However, that doesn't mean she's not going to have to serve time out here. So that's what this treaty is basically going over. In the event that, you know, this person is not able to be extradited to go serve time for murder out there, we can have them serve time for that crime here. We're going to charge them with that here. And essentially, the ball will now be in America's court to go off of the evidence that Mexico has, the crimes that they're charging her with. And shit, if they wanted to start adding extra people to it, they can. So now enter Nazir, Khalil, Winter, Malik, you know, Elise, and all of the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? I believe I named everybody, but entered in them. You know, now that it's probably best that she serves the time in the United States, because now that, you know, in the event that she does have to do that, they're going to be able to access these other 5 people involved in her death a whole lot easier than what Mexico can. You understand me? So if I was Mexico, I would just alley-oop this shit right to America. Okay? Let they asses do the charging and the convicting based on what Mexico wants, which is murder. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how the femicide situation would translate over here, because femicide is not considered a crime in America. You know what I'm saying? But murder is. So maybe, you know, they have to switch it from femicide to murder. Nevertheless, it's not a situation to where it's self-defense. You know what I'm saying? So she can't try to take that alley. You're on video beating this girl to death. You know what I'm saying? She has all these injuries, spinal cord injuries, fucking neck fractures, and all types of bruising up and down her fucking body. And then y'all ran and left her. So it's like, it's so many motherfucking avenues that America can take when it comes to convicting everybody who's involved. I don't give a shit if you was the cameraman, accessory to murder. You recorded the shit, and then had the nerve to tell her she need to fight back. So you're instigating the fight as well and inciting further violence. And all of y'all sat back and watched her like an animal. And then had the nerve to go to her mother's house. So now I'm going to say it's intimidation and harassment. Y'all could go ahead and slap that on top of there too. Had the nerve to go to her mama's house, sit in her face, and lie. And say that y'all did not beat that girl. That y'all was not fighting. Y'all wasn't doing nothing. Y'all beat the fuck out of her. Do you understand me? So with that being said, it's probably best that Mexico alley-oop this shit to United States, because the United States probably already got eyes and ears on their motherfucking ass. And they can easily find out where the fuck they're at. And if I was them, you know what I'm saying, I would do what they've been doing, which is not speaking about anything. Just keeping it quiet, silent, and copacetic, because nobody knows shit. Most people can do is speculate. We know she got a motherfucking warrant for femicide. Okay, we know that the paperwork was sent to the United States. From my understanding, she's definitely in custody. However, nobody is confirming or denying that. But I believe she's under provisional arrest. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying, it probably is best that nothing is being confirmed or denied. Because for all we know, Mexico could be passing this shit on to the United States and having them, you know, take over this whole motherfucking case, because it's easier to track down all of them motherfuckers who were involved. Okay? So with that being said, the secrecy is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Because they just pop up on your ass. Knock, knock, knock. Come on. You already know why we here. Don't ask no motherfucking questions. Don't say shit. Just come on. And it's just that simple. If you think they ain't already watching all of them motherfuckers who involved, and if you think they don't know where they at, you are crazy. They know where the fuck they at. They know where all them motherfuckers is at. So with that being said, I just wanted to go over the whole process of an extradition. Go over the treaty that Mexico has in place with America. Y'all can find this on the Justice website. I found it there. So Mexico has a treaty in place with America, and those the main points that I touched on, which I could go over again, are they have to decide, is this crime punishable in America? Yes, it is. It's murder. They have to decide if they were to extradite Dejhanae back to Mexico, will she be able to successfully rehabilitate? Will she have all the necessities she needs? You know what I'm saying? Will she be able to be understood when she's expressing medical concerns? Will her family be able to access her? You know, is she going to be able to keep in contact with her newborn baby? All these things are going to come into play when they're deciding, can she be extradited? So, based on that, I'm going to go ahead and say that they're not going to do it. They're not going to extradite her. 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to alley-oop the case to the United States. They had them take over. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I want her to be charged with murder in the United States. Here's all the proof. Without a reasonable doubt, she did this shit. Okay, and then she helped cover it up after the fact, and so did the other 3 friends. Helped cover it up after the fact. Okay, so accessory to murder, intimidation for going to her mama's house, harassment going to her mama's house. Y'all pretty much just went back to her mama's house to try to make sure she didn't know nothing. That's really all y'all did. And for me, Khalil definitely needs to serve jail time. It's no reason why he shouldn't. You are the catalyst for this shit. You are. I believe that night that he was recording her. Now, Khalil was recording her in that hammock when he was like, we got a dead body. She down for it. She done for it, whatever. Okay. I believe because he had access to her phone at that time, he was going through that girl's phone. Okay? And he probably saw something, you know what I'm saying, shady, something he didn't really like up in her phone. He went around to the rest of them and was showing them shit in her phone because he had access to it. So that's what I believe. Now, her mom last heard from her when they said they were finna, you know, get some drinks and eat and all that good shit. Then they did that little card game shit afterwards. So for all we fucking know, he could have had her phone that whole fucking time. Okay? We don't know what he saw on that phone. We don't know nothing about none of that shit. All I know is I believe he was the catalyst for it all. I don't give a fuck. He got everything to do with it. Khalil got everything to fucking do with it. He was the catalyst. Being messy as fuck, Miss Messy Boots. Okay. That's why you was so cool with sitting back while this girl want to go fight her. Want to go fight your so-called friend. Y'all all knew about this shit. You're messy as fuck. And like I said before, Nazir, I'm going to do a whole nother video on him. Because, baby, we going to dissect that whole 26 bullshit-ass minute video that you did. Okay, because this is about 3 things that you lied about up in there, and I didn't even watch the full video, and I caught all 3 of them. So who fucking knows what other lies I'm going to catch if I dissect this shit. So with that being said, this is all that I have to say. Okay, y'all can go ahead and find all this information on the justice.gov website. You can also go to the state.gov website and find further information about extraditions, the process when it comes to international extraditions, who you can actually contact to get an extradition started, the foreign agencies that participate in extraditions. It's called the Foreign Ministry in Mexico. So, yeah. I found all this information on there.